No more thank you. No thank you. No more thank you. No anymore thank you. No anymore thank you. Definitely not. No thank you. Absolutely no thank you. Definitely. Congratulations. Anymore, nothing more. Ah. Ah.
Oh.
Some kind of some.
本当に青空で。
Okay. Some kind. Something. Some. Cool. Right. Right. Thank you so much. Congratulations. We'll be able to meet each other, each universe. No more universe. Congratulations. Huh? No more. So, sorry. Very sorry. Very sorry. Yes. Okay. So, give me some time. Okay. Okay. Very short. Hi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Nankeshe, muchas gracias. Shuhei, so and so. So and so. So eventually we'll be able to meet each other again. Very much happy. So what I want to say today, very famous as a Chinese Zen master named Joshu. Joshu is a great Zen master. I've heard that. So once the monk asked him. Once the monk asked him whether a dog has the Buddha nature. See, Buddha. What's the Buddha nature? What's the Buddha nature is? This universal reality. Universal reality. So once the monk just asked whether dog has the Buddha nature or not. See, he answers no. He's answered no. Then the other day, other monk asked him whether a dog has a Buddha nature or not. He answered, yes. Yeah. This is a very famous koan. You see? What do you think about his answer? See? Once he just answered no. The other time he just answered yes. What's the true Buddha nature is? You see, this is a very important question. You see, as I just mentioned, what's the Buddha nature is this. Okay, so whenever you are free, just think about why Joe should just answer sometimes yes, sometimes no. See, this is Buddha nature. Okay, so today's what the Jinen Roshi just teach us is a very important to in order to just realize who we are. So this is a very important thing. So what the title says, what text say is number 57, recognition or consciousness. This is a very useful or wonderful function for human being. See, how wonderful it is. How wonderful it is with my hand. Ceremony is just become this sound itself. You see, this is mention about the Buddha nature. You just accept this Buddha nature with this function, this recognition. So it's important you're always deceived by this function. This is in a sense, this is the most problem for us to practice Ari Zazen. So, what the again she teaches with the recognition is human beings have the power of the recognition. This is a power or the capability or possibility, capability kind of. Human beings have the power of the recognition. This power of the recognition itself is an important thing, very important thing. Only human being is provided this function. None of other animals, none of other lives never just have this function. None of other the animals have this function. So only human beings have this function. the function of recognition. Human beings have the power of recognition. This power of recognition itself is an important thing, but it leads people astray, trouble, question. See, it causes us trouble. It causes us questions. So, as I just many times mentioned about what a function of recognition is, when I face this, I just simply become as I face it. See, then what's happened is, then I recognize this. See? Then at the same time, so I recognize this. Otherwise, I recognize this one. This is a function of recognition. See, when I face this, I simply become as it is. See, there is no separation. There is no separation between this and that. This is a reality. Then I recognize that. Then this one and this one and this is divided by function of recognition, or you might say thinking. So this is a certain. There is a certain the separation or discretion or the distance just happen. See, before I just recognize it, there is no separation, no discretion between this and exactly. I am just exactly as it is, one. See, no separation. You never say, you never be able to distinguish which is which because of one. That is our true self. That is our true self. Then you recognize this. Then at the same time, almost same time, you recognize this. Otherwise, you cannot recognize this. See? As long as you want to just recognize things, there are two things. See, one is the things being recognized. One is, the other one is a person who just recognized. Otherwise, you may not be able to recognize it at all. See? This is a kind of trick. Before recognize this, see, this one and this one, nothing exists at all. Nothing exists. Then you just recognize this. Then a kind of what you think about yourself come out. Before recognize this. What do you think about yourself? Never exist. And never be deceived by thinking or thought, or you might say, function of recognition, or recognition self. You see? So you have to see through this kind of trick. That is not the truth. The truth is, reality is no separation. No separation between this and this. Oneness is oneness. Oneness is the truth. Oneness is the true ourselves. No separation at all. When I face this, I simply become this. When I face this, I simply just become this. So how you can just say how you can say the truth? What do you think about yourself? See, I just simply become this. So, which is the true, which is ourself, which is ourself. So you never say anything about it, because you simply become of this. You see, our true selves is changing. 100,000 changing in a second. In a second, 100,000 changing in a second. So how you can say? Why you cannot say which the self is true self, which self is our true, which self is ourselves. So much quick changing. Each changing is our truth self. Each changing is ourself. See, that's it. That is what you're thinking about yourself is not true. This changing is true ourselves. So you never be you never be able to imagine these things. See? That's the reason we have to do. Well, that's the reason Japanese Buddha or the patriarchs just recommend that it's to use Zazen. Oh, you just say, okay. That's the reason we have to do a Zazen, in order to just realize who we are, in order to realize what the true self is, what you're thinking about the truth, what you are thinking about the self is entirely different. It's not the truth. Never be deceived by your thinking or recognition. Human beings have the power of recognition. This power of recognition itself is an important thing, but it causes us trouble. It causes us question. It causes problem, suffering, whatever. Only these things. Only these things. See, as I just mentioned many times, it's very simple. It's a very simple. When I face this, see, there is no separation. There is no separation between this and the one. This is true ourselves. See, then you recognize this. Then there is a certain separation between this and this. See? But before there comes no separation, as it is. This is true ourselves. Because you just recognize this, at the same time you recognize this. Otherwise, well, you recognize this is what you think about yourself. Otherwise, you just recognize this. See? This kind of trick. Before recognition, there is nothing exists. Nothing existing at all. Right. So what you think about what you think about the self or the ego? You don't need to worry about that. You don't need to worry about that. So here is one more thing I want to just mention about what the Zen Master Dogen just teach about this recognition. This recognition. He said he teaches something like stepping back, stepping backward to realize the way is true ourselves. Stepping back, stepping backward, stepping backward to realize the true self is setting up the self and carrying it forward to verify things. See, what we are doing, always we are doing like this with thinking. We are just setting up the self. See, what you think about the self never exists. Never. But see, we just recognize it in our mind by thinking our thought. See, we just recognize it in our mind, and then carrying it forward to verify things. See, oh, this is. We recognize the things. We recognize things. See? How can we do it? Because what to think about the self never exists. That's kind of things. Never just recognize the things. See, the people just totally misunderstand. Because people just admit or just recognize what we think about ourselves. And then we just recognize the things by what you're thinking about the self. This is totally misunderstanding. That is not a reality. That is not the truth. No? Never be deceived. See, setting up the self and carrying it forward to verify things. This is a totally misunderstanding. What people are doing is exactly this way. Setting up the self, or what we just thinking about never exists. But the people just recognize it by thinking or thought, or in our mind. The people just think about that as truth. This is a total misunderstanding. So, excuse me. Setting up the self and carrying it forward to verify things is called delusion. As a Master Dogen says, teaches, so this is delusion. So when things come forth and confirm the self is called enlightenment. You see, this is that. You see? So when I face this, see, things come forth and then confirm the self. See, just other things just prove, the confirm or prove who we are. This moment, when I face this, the things come forth and then confirm what the true self is. This. You see, otherwise you never just be able to be confirmed who you are. When I face this, these things just confirm to ourselves. These things just confirm who I am. See, because we just become oneness. This is a very important thing. There is no separation. One. That's the reason this, when I face this, these things just confirm who I am. When I face this, these things just confirm who I am. Why? Many times, every time, the things just confirm. Things confirms who I am. This is Zazen. Only this way you can just realize who you are. Only this you can just realize. Because things is a reality. Things is a reality. Things is a fact. Things is a truth. The thinking of thoughts is not a truth because there is a certain separation. Otherwise, you recognize this or you recognize this. See? Separation. That's the thinking or thought. Always separation between the things. See? That is not as true. The truth of reality is oneness. See? Never be deceived. Hi. This is Zazen. So in another word, see, when you use whatever thinking or thoughts, see, come out in your mind. Simply release them as the more you just become, the more you can do. See, as it is, the more you just become. This is eventually there is no separation between this and this, and then you'll be able to realize who you want. Exactly, this and just confirm who you are. This is that. This is that. Although you may not be able to understand what I say, even concept, but just as long as if you just wanna just realize who you are, just simply do that. Then someday or soon you'll be able to realize who you are. This true self is entirely different from what you think about yourself. See, this is the most valuable things for human beings, for us to do. Okay. Being so, as it says, recognition is a habit of acknowledging things. See, just we just recognize this, what it is. That is, we recognize the thing. See, by thinking or so, but that is not a truth. That is not true. The thing is, this will never say, I am a kind of a kind. This will never say so. You say so in a concept. You say so. This is a kind of laser kind of case, a glass case. You say so. This will never say so. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen is when I say this is a red laser glass case, people say, oh, okay. But when I say, yeah, this is yourself, So people say, the kind of ridiculous things you say. See, Buddhism never change. See, when I say this is a red glass case, and then when I say this is yours, this will never change. This will never change. Why? The thinking also always change, but this one never change. Even you name this one. See? This one red case. You say, okay. Because when I say this is it, yourself, see? He says, no. But this will never change. See, never be deceived. See? Never be deceived. Reality is never change. Reality is never changed by thinking or thought or the words. Never change. Nothing concerns the letters or the words. But thinking always change. So when I say this, it's all right. But when I say that, you said, oh, that is not true. See, thinking also always change, but truth or reality never change. When I say, even whatever you say, this will never change. That's it, because the truth is nothing concerned with thinking or thought or concept. Never concerned with the concepts or the thinking as it is, only as it is. So, being so, as it says, recognition is a habit of acknowledging the things. See, this is this, this is this, this is this. People just they recognize as it is. See? But that is not true. These things never concern with the concepts, with the words. See? Whatever you say, as I just mentioned, this will never change, just as it is. So the function of recognized existence, being so, as it says, recognition is a habit of acknowledging the things, The function of recognize that what has already been, what has passed, what has ended, has existed. See, this is a kind of functional memory. It's the same, exactly same functions. The function of recognition and the function of memory is exactly the same function. So when I face this is the first time I just faced death. See? At this moment. But people say, yeah, that is not so. You just faced it before. That is thinking. That's the function of memory. That's the memory. Always when I face this is the first time. This is the first time I just faced it. And the thing just come out. At the first time. Always the first time. What do people think about? No, that is not true. Before you just face it, that things just exist. See, that is not a truth. You see, that is a function of memory. That's a memory. You see, you just memorize things. What things it is before. Then when you face this again, MRI, I might say. Then you say, this is just having in the have been here for a long time. That's an absolutely misunderstanding. It is always at the first time. See, when I face this is the first time the things come up. First time. See, never deceived by the function of memory. See, always the things just come out is always at the first time. First time. See? When I face this, I just face the first time. When I face this, I face the first time. See? Can you understand this? See? That's much we're just totally deceived by thinking or thought or function or recognition function of memory. See, that is not true. See, as I just mentioned about, see, our truth is changing. Our truth is changing. See, 100,000 times in a second. 100,000 times in a moment, in a second. That's much quick. That is quick changing. That is our truth. Not like what you're thinking about this one. This one is another the human body. This one is the Dharma body. You see, even just since you never be able to find it. Unfortunately or fortunately, this is the Dharma body. So we are the existence itself born as the Dharma. See, as I just mentioned about, this is the Dharma body, not a human body. We are just born as a Dharma. This is totally understandable for human being. For this is totally understandable. Not understandable. In understand, not understandable at all. But the people think about this one is ourselves. This one is ours. This is totally misunderstanding. This one is a Dharma body. Dharma body. There is nothing what you think about self at all in this body. Because of Dharma body. We are the existence itself born as a Dharma, but we don't know it. And the mind itself has been deceived by its own movement, by its power, and has recognized things. See? Maybe you may not be able to understand even in concept. What it says is, when I recognize this, at the same time you recognize this and this. Otherwise, you cannot recognize the things. See? But this is not a truth. This is not a reality. See, what the truth is, before recognition. See, when I face this, simply I just become as it is. This is a oneness. This is true ourselves. See? When I face this, I simply become this. When I face this, I simply just become. No separation. No separation at all between the things and what you think about the self. This is our self, true self. See? What do people thinking about? See, this is the other. This is the self. See, this is old. This is ego. Whatever. See, this is totally misunderstanding. See, after recognition, that things just come out in your mind. So only in your mind, nothing concerned with what's going on here. So only in your mind. That kind of idea, that kind of things just come out in your mind. That is not true. Truth is when I just truth is when I face this. See, I just simply just become this one. This is our true self. See, as I just always question you, why do we have to just become as it is? Why do we have to just become as it is? See, as it is. See, why? Because those things just confirm who we are. The things that confirm who we are. See, this is the most important things we have to realize. We are totally misunderstood. We are totally deceived by thinking and thought concept. So we have to see through this kind of trick. See, we are the existence itself, born as a Dharma, but we don't know it. We don't know much about this reality, this fact. People are totally misunderstand. See, totally misunderstood. Then people just recognize this one as other, and this one as a self. See, this is not true. Entirely different. See? That is not true ourselves now. Okay. There is no substance. There is no substance or anything but our, see, right now, see, there is no substance or nothing else. See, before recognition, there is no substance, anything, nothing at all. See? Then you recognize these things just come out in your mind, but that is not a substance at all. Just come out in your mind. Just come out without substance. This is the most important thing. See, we are totally misunderstanding. We are totally misunderstanding. We are totally deceived by thinking, and so then we just recognize what you think about the self, or what you think about the ego. What thinking about the ego or what thinking about the self never exists before you recognize this. That's the Shakyamuni Buddha just realized that. See, that's the Shakyamuni Buddha's realization or liberation. There is nothing. There is nothing exists at all. Then you can taste these things come out. See, only that, only that. So you don't need to worry about anything. You don't need to worry about anything. See, even ego or what's thinking about us there, she never exists. Okay. Because there is no substance or anything but our perception, believe that something is always there. That's a recognition. After recognition, this kind of misunderstanding just happened. But the people don't know much about this kind of trick. The people just believe that is the truth, that is the reality. Totally misunderstand. Unfortunately. Okay, there is no such law or anything, but our perception, believe that something is always there. Nothing is there. Nothing there is the truth. Nothing is this. After recognition, the things just come out. But after recognition, before recognition, nothing there. Nothing there. Okay. As long as you can get words, because you are lost being centered on that belief. This is such a complicated expression, but thing is, you don't know much about this reality. See, then you just deceived, because that's the reason you just you are just deceived by thinking or thought. Then you just recognize, or you just admit, this is this, this is this, because this is another this, because no existence. Or you can say that this is this, because nothing exists. Nothing exists. That existence just come out in your mind, only in your mind. Nothing concerned with what's going on here. See, never be deceived. So, as long as you can get rid of that belief, the facts will become clear. This is the only point. This is a zazen. This is the only point is a zazen. See, when you just if you just realize this truth, you just do zazen. See, what zazen is, as I just always mention about. See, whatever the thinking or thoughts just come up in your mind, simply release them as they hear. So the thinking and thinking of thoughts, they gradually cease, gradually cease. They eventually completely disappear. And what's the things remain? What's the things remain? What's things left is as it is. As it is. This is the reality. This reality, nothing concerned with what you think about the self, what you're thinking about the ego. See, this reality, this fact, if you can just realize, if you can just see the context, then you'll be able to just satisfy yourself completely. You are so great ease. That's the Shakyamuni Buddha's realization. That's the Shakyamuni Buddha's realization. And later, the patriarchs just the days as Shakyamuni Buddha just taught. Then they just got this truth, this reality. This is Zazen. This is Zazen. If you recall things that don't exist and try to get rid of them, what are you going to do with the things that don't exist? People try to do it all the time. You see, people just memorize it. People people just memorize what's happening, what the people have done. Then people just try to get rid of, try to change in their mind. This is totally useless because things never just exist. The things what you just try to just get rid of, or try to just throw away or try to change, never exist. Right. So you don't need to do anything. But people always try to do it. That's cause us trouble. Only this is a cause us trouble. This causes trouble. That's what we that is what we all don't understand. See, this, so although we are exactly ourselves, but although we are exactly ourselves, but we don't know much about ourselves, unfortunately. That's the reason we don't do a kind of useless things. We don't have to do a kind of useless things. See? Once you realize who you are, we never do those things at all. It's not totally unnecessary. It's totally unnecessary to do. Only people, only a person who never just encounter true self have to do it. Once you realize who you are, no thank you. No more thank you. Okay. If you recall things that don't exist and try to get rid of them, what you are going to do with the things that don't exist, never exist, totally gone away as it is. Nothing left at all. There is nothing before or after it. This is the most important thing, as I just mentioned. See? This is the first time I just faced it. This is the first time I met this. Before, after, nothing at all. See? This is the first time. But what people think about, this one just be here before. That's it, totally misunderstood. This one just come out this moment. This one just come out this moment. When I face death, this one just come out. See? That's the things that the Jinen Roshi just say, there is nothing before and after, as it is. See? Only existence is as it is, but even the existence, what I say the existence, that's just come out after recognition. Even before recognition. No existence at all. Nothing exists at all. Fortunately or unfortunately. That is the things. Recognition is all about being aware of everything in your past and then making it a hindrance, saying that there is something. You will not understand. But simply, I will be able to say this when I face death. I just simply become dead. this kind of the function, this kind of action or movement, only that's it. None of that. You see, when I clap my hand, you just become this sound is soup. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else happen. Only and totally disappear. See? Always. This is the truth of the universe. This is the reality of the universe. What the scholar is thinking about? Scholar is thinking about what the universe is totally the creation of the thinking of thought. That kind of reality never exists at all. The thing says, that's it. This is the truth of the universe. Okay. Okay. That is what we all don't understand. Also, you never be able to understand this reality, even in concept. Totally impossible. Only does. And then the thinking of thought just to become cease. The more the thinking of thought becomes cease, then you will have a kind of question, have a kind of what it is. See, this what it is a totally different thinking about. You think about what it is in concept. It's totally different. See, so that's the reason. The Shakyamuni Buddha or Patriarchs just recommend us to do that. See, for a time being, whenever you are free, just simply sit. Then what the sitting, what the zazen is, whatever the thinking come out in your mind, simply release there as there. This is totally enough. This doesn't, if you can just completely do it, then you'll be just encountered to yourself. This through yourself is a totally different. What you think about yourself, what you think about me. That's much doing it doesn't. Doing it doesn't is the most valuable thing. Okay. There's nothing before or after. That's the things. The content is all about being aware of the past, whether it's okay. And then struggling to get rid of the struggling to get rid of it clean. So as I just mentioned about what people are just always doing is see, whenever just thinking of come out, see, people just try to get rid of it or change it or deal with it as they want to be, people want to be. This is as I just always, well, it's always mentioned, it's already just mentioned, it's unnecessary to thinking of also just come out, without any reason, just simply come out, without any reason. So why we have to just take care of it? We have to, why do you have to just care of it? Because without any reason, Simply throw it away. Simply release the this is enough. This is that. See, we would like to just recommend you to do. Although it's very, very, very difficult to think or believe it, but it doesn't matter. Just do it. Just do it. So step by step, gradually, you'll be able to just realize who you are. What you think about the other. Also, you'll be able to just realize what thinking about the other never exists. See? Never exists. Okay. There is a big problem with that. What's the problem is what people thinking about, thinking or thought is reality or truth. Thinking or thought is just come out without any reason. That is not a truth. That is not a truth at all. At all. So you don't need to care. You don't need to care much about the thinking. So simply just release them as this is enough. So if you can do it, you never have any trouble, any question, problem at all. See, because our true self, as the Master Dogen just teach us, complete and universal. Complete and universal. Not like a tiny, not like a tiny things at all. Not like people thinking about self. This is extremely tiny compared with what true ourselves is. Our true self is a complete and universal. That's it. Okay. But that's when it happened. At a time it's happened for a while. It's good. See? Just to think, as I just mentioned, thinking also just come out. See, without any reason, just come out. See, then disappear. That's it. So it doesn't bother us at all. But once you just try to care of it, care of them, so it's caused us trouble. It's caused you trouble. That's it. What's a human beings the trouble of the question suffering is only death, because of death, because we just take out, because we care much about the thinking or thoughts coming up without any reason. That's it. See, so that I was actually committed to the dozen. Then someday you'll be encountered to yourself. That's true ourself is a complete and universe. Such a huge existence. Not like what you think about the self or ego. That's it. That's right. Thank you so much. So maybe next month we'll be able to just meet each other. But meantime, whatever, whenever you are free, please do that. See, doing that is very simple. 1 square meter space is enough, and put a cushion around them. Well, if you don't have it doesn't matter. Just sit. Whatever just thinking of thoughts come out in your mind. Simply release them as they this is very easy. Very, they do constantly, hopefully. This is I would like to recommend you to do. Hi. So see you next month. In the maybe I will be able to meet you sooner or later in Japan. Hi, Tom-san, thank you so much. Hi, merci beaucoup. Muchas gracias.